Hey everybody, it's me, Greg Manarino. How are you today? It is Wednesday, April 11th, 2018, and people, finally, well, maybe finally, we're getting a little truth with regard to prices rising. Now, I don't know about you, but I've been hearing over and over again for, years, that there's no inflation. It's nowhere to be found anywhere. Well, here's another absolute lie that has been fist-fed to you and me, because we just found out, and this is rattling the markets as I am doing this video blog, that inflation is, in fact, creeping its way into everything except one thing: gasoline prices. So, you're not insane. Yeah, you're paying more for everything. And it's going to get worse. I mean, again, as I am doing this video blog, the dollar is down. The dollar, I mean, you got to be smoking some hardcore stuff to want to be stuck in this asset. It's going nowhere but lower. And that means the price of everything is going to keep going up. It's an incredible situation, people. It really is. Who should be held responsible for the lies that you and I have been fed for years? Oh, there's no inflation, nowhere to be found, it's not coming. Well, yeah, it's here. And like I just said, it's rattling the markets. Why is this affecting the stock market like this? Across the board, stocks are down. Well, what this means, or how it's being interpreted by the markets, at least as I am doing this video blog, is the Federal Reserve is going to raise rates more aggressively to combat this inflation. Look, this is what I've been talking about for the longest time. The Federal Reserve never gets it right, and they're going to get this wrong too. They cannot stop inflation from sweeping the world. As a matter of fact, what have they done? What has the Federal Reserve and our very talented people that run our government, what have they been doing? Well, they've been responsible for bailouts, the likes of which we have never seen in the history of the world, printing cash out of thin air, again, to the degree that is off the freaking Richter scale, adding it to a digital screen, and all of these extra bills in any form are going to start chasing the same amount of goods at one particular time, and that's what we're seeing here. So this is just the tip of the iceberg here. The other thing that's interesting is this yield curve. Now, I wanted to cover that just a little bit. The yield curve, people, continues to flatten. This is not a good economic sign. As a matter of fact, it's hurting the financial stocks right now. We've seen this before. Right now, where we are with all of these little pieces fitting together, we've seen this over and over again. The top of every single other bubble. And we're at the top of a bubble now. But nothing. We've never been in this spot. This is the worst beyond, freaking beyond. So they can sit there, the Confederacy of Dunces, and ignore the yield curve. They can make up every excuse right now as to why the market is selling off. But the fact is, the Fed got it wrong. The Fed is going to have to raise rates more aggressively to try to combat inflation, which they can. It's a war they cannot win. It's impossible. And that yield curve is very, very telling. Speaking about the bond market, I'm going to urge you to do something. Again, if you're not watching this video on my website, glance to the right side of the page, please, if you are watching this on my website, and look at the bond market chart. Huge green spike right there. What did I tell you yesterday? I think it was the last video I did. I said they will not allow this. They're going to get in here and buy bonds. Well, they're buying bonds right now like they're the last bonds on the face of the earth. Now, what is the effect of this? Flattening yield curve. It's flattening out the yield curve. So this is really a very dangerous situation for the central banks, the Wall Street banks right now, with that yield curve. And they're doing it to themselves. They're the ones that are in there buying these bonds, but they have no choice. If they don't do this, this whole charade will melt down around us, and we're going to end up back in the Stone Age. Truly, go have a look at that chart on my website, traderschoice.net. Put on a couple pairs of sunglasses because your eyeballs are going to explode. It's that extreme. All right, I'm going to let you all go. We'll sum this up at the end of the day. I think this video has been really important, especially in light of now you're not nuts. Yeah, we have inflation. And what the Fed is going to do, they're going to get that wrong. They are going to get it wrong, I guarantee you. See you at the end of the day. Bye.